I was trying to think. I gave it a minute. Let's see what happens. Is 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 there any possibility that any good comes from this? And it's still a no. I laugh because I can see what's coming. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball. But anyone with half a brain can see what's coming. And it's not good. As they continue to try to tear this government apart so that it's easier for them just to try to take it and keep it. Um, yeah, unemployment by June, I'm guessing, be anywhere from the 7 to 9% range. Uh, Inflation is going to continue to rise. Gas prices are actually going to start going up. He promised to cut all that, but sure. Hasn't happened yet. It ain't going to happen, trust me. But then I'm seeing these farmers now that are not getting these payments from the Biden Inflation Reduction Act, the welfare money that they were getting. And that's what it is. I find it hilarious that farmers are, they'll take and then begrudge someone else for taking. Welfare is welfare no matter how you do it. You can call it socialism, whatever it is. But when you engage in it, it's still the same thing. The government's giving you our money to help you. Actually, truck drivers are stupid. I've never thought about it before, but truck drivers should be demanding the government give them subsidies for hauling freight. The stupidity. You vote for the man, and you still got people out here. They won't condemn him, but they're upset because their whole livelihood could be destroyed. And now it looks like he is going to go forward with putting tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. Yeah, after putting 10-15% tariffs on China steel. So if you think the cost of everything isn't going to go through the roof, how can you be that dumb? I would say you're as dumb as a rock, but that would be a disservice to the rock if you still think this is not going to affect you. Yeah. China has cut back on the rare element minerals, whatever it is we get from them. They go for solar panels and EV batteries and a lot of different computer stuff. So yeah, there's that. So that's going to drive costs up on computers and laptops and tablets and phones and the like. The amount of stupid, I just like. It's going to take bad, really bad, for these people to finally go, oh shit. I mean, we're getting some of that oh shit now, but not enough. We're all going to have to suffer greatly before enough of them finally realize, oh shit, this ain't good. And I can't deny any longer whose fault it is. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. You've let the government, you've let right-wing bullshit and talking points convince you that everything the government does is bad except for what the government does for you directly. You've been convinced that gay people are trying to destroy the American family, which is complete freaking nonsense. I'm 57 years old. I've never had a gay person show up at my front door and try to make me gay. Really? Those laws were put in place to protect people from assholes. MAGA type assholes. Who, for whatever reason, can't keep their minds out of other people's bedrooms. Because they're perverts with a red hat. This is fun. This is getting fun, and you got to look at it that way. You know, my sister, she gets very nervous. I will put it mildly nervous of what's going to happen, what's happening. And I keep trying to tell her, listen, right now, it's just going to happen. As much as I would love to put a stop to it, as would a lot of people, right now, if it stops right now and went back to status quo, no one would learn. And they would still vote the same way the next election. They would still think that the bullshit they're being told is real. You know, there used to be a time in this country where the news was required to present both sides of an argument, the total story. And then Ronald Reagan got rid of that. So then it allowed news sites like right-wing radio and Fox and businesses like One America News and Newsmax to just give, and MSNBC, just to give their version of what they claim to be the facts, so that they can convince people. They see not Republicans, politicians, period. They see everything as us versus them. It doesn't matter what side it is. It's us versus them. Their goal is to build their camp bigger than the other camp. Just like a gang in a street that claim a block. You got two gangs. Well, one wants to recruit as many people to fight the other gang. That gang wants to recruit as many people to fight this. It's just about control. Who's controlling what? Politicians are no different. They just generally don't do it with guns. But it's the same concept. We need our camp to be bigger. So how do you do that? Well, you have to convince enough of each side, or enough people, that this side is what you want or that side's what you want. That's what they've done. And it's done nothing but tear a rift down the middle. And it's not just Republicans. Democrats do the same thing. It tears a rift down the middle. Unfortunately, right now, the Republican side, the MAGA side, there's no Republican side to it anymore. MAGA took it over. The MAGA side of things has just gotten batshit crazy. And they'll believe anything that they're told to. But they're finding out. Farmers are finding out. Their contracts are not getting paid. You're going to have farmers going out of business, filing bankruptcy. You're going to have, just like the last time he was in office, you're going to have an increase in farmers committing suicide. And that's a real thing. Go look it up. Don't ever take my word or anybody else's word for whatever's being said. That's one problem we have. You listen to a headline, you put it as, it's got to be real because this is the channel I watch every day, and then you just start regurgitating that same bullshit. Go look it up. The stats are there. Oh, that's right. We can't trust anything the government does. Well, you know, it's going to be a hard day, period, if everything is a boogeyman to you. Is there corruption in the government? Sure. Could we have solved it a long time ago? Yeah, we can. I've heard people, and I've even said it myself, we need term limits. And honestly, we do, because the American voter's too stupid to do it themselves. But the American voter should be doing it. We should all be doing it. Quit voting for the name that's been there over and over and over. Longevity just opens the floodgates for corruption. Because they all get to know each other. They know all the lobbyists by first name. They know where the payments can come from. They know how to milk the system. They know how to work the system. If you keep fresh faces in there, those relationships don't have a chance to build. And I'm talking both sides. I'm not going to vote for a MAGA candidate just to get rid of a long-term whoever. But I will vote for a real Republican if that's what it takes. And you should be thinking the same thing. I will not vote for that guy because he isn't doing what he's always said he's going to do, and just vote the other person in, the new person. But that, I doubt that's going to happen either. Because again, both sides have so many people afraid of what the boogeyman's going to do. But we have the boogeyman. Him and his immigrant in crime partner, Mussolini. So here we are. They're tearing it apart. People are starting to feel the effects, and it's just going to get worse. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Doot 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 doot.